What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations. We are broadcasting live on June 27th. The month is almost done. The last Friday of June 2025. Wow. Crazy, crazy. And you're watching the Morning Vibe here live with myself and my co-host Ryan Knight. Was on sabbatical this month. Actually, I'm going to call him on the weekend and see if we're going to get him back for July. So we're going to get him back, but we're looking forward to another epic conversation today. And Monday's show was a little bit of a crazy one, by the way. This past Monday, we weren't broadcasting live on YouTube. Don't know why we weren't broadcasting live on YouTube. And I was really excited that Emma on, and we want to get a lot of engagement and things like that, and it just didn't happen. But I will say today we're broadcasting live on YouTube, and the video is not the best, and we're still trying to figure that out. But most importantly, we're broadcasting live on YouTube again, which is the most important thing. That is key. Let me introduce, for those who don't know me, I've hosted and produced over 6,000 now live conversations. Two-time Canadian Ethnic Media Association award winner, and I co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads, fathers, and male caregivers that is sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And being part of that collaboration and that team, we've reached directly and indirectly to over 400,000 dads, fathers, and male caregivers around the world. And as always, I'd like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, solution for someone's problem. There we go. And just out of the box, today's a Freestyle Friday. And my mind does work once in a while. Periodically, we've had times where we haven't had no friends on the show and say, oh, let's just call it a Freestyle Friday. And I was thinking this week, you know what? We don't have anyone on this Friday, but let's just start when someone isn't on a Friday. Let's just call it Freestyle Friday. And there we go. Did some research. So Freestyle Friday is now just a chance to either join myself and Ryan to ask questions, share ideas, or suggest topics. No limits, just good vibes and open conversation. This makes it today the first Freestyle Friday on the Morning Vibe. Official Freestyle Friday. I also put your comments, say hello, put yourself in the chat, we'll respond. I've got a number of great questions for you, audience, to answer in real time, multiple choice. So we do that audience engagement. So we're looking forward to a lot of fun today. What's been going on this week? Well, earlier on in the week, I told you about Monday was crazy. And also we had a crazy heat wave here in Toronto. Like with humidity, we're getting close to 100 degrees. Started on Sunday and it finally finished off on Wednesday. It was still a little bit humid on Wednesday, but then yesterday, definite cool down. Very, very much so. Like for Fahrenheit, people who were like including humidity were in the 90s, we went down to like the 60s in Fahrenheit. So that's like 30 plus degrees Celsius, like 35, 36 degrees Celsius, down to like 17 in a day, which was just crazy. All right. Fitness IQ Cam is in the house, and she says, Morning. Good to have you here, Fitness IQ Cam. Actually, she was one of the people that called me and said, what's going on? Didn't see you on Monday. So thank you, Fitness IQ Cam. Appreciate you. Yeah. So we were just doing our thing. Oh, okay, Fitness IQ Cam. Well, she's already got other comments coming on. The cool down we didn't ask for. You don't like the cool down? You don't like the cool down? Oh, sorry to hear. Well, I think it's nice to get a break, but the temperature is supposed to go up over the weekend. You'll be happy. That'll make you happy. You'll be doing just fine over the weekend. All right. Yeah. So the cooler weather's come, but it's gonna go back up over the weekend. So that is good. What else has been going down this week? Been chatting with one or two people about this whole thing about cap cut. Now, Dr. Tachi talked about it last Friday when she was on with Aisha K. Staggers. They were talking about politics in America. And then when Aisha left got Dr. Taji talking about content creation. She went all in about the new terms and conditions with CapCut users, and a lot of people are leaving the platform. They're just saying, "Hey, we don't want anything to do with this platform. It's not serving us good." And you know what? Good news. We are also broadcasting live on Substack. Yes, I am all over that. So you see, come back with wins. We come back with wins because on Monday we're broadcasting on Substack or YouTube live. Today we're doing the thing. We got both going on live, and excited to continue to grow the Substack community. Oh, your appointment got canceled. Okay, so Lala, would you want me to send you a link and you want to hang out with me? So talk to me, Lala. If your appointment, so producer saying my audio seems out of sync. I see that's the thing with this app. But you know what? Lala, would you like to come on and hang out with Dr. Five? We got some wonderful questions here. So talk to me, Lala. I can send you a link and we'd love to have you come on with the Morning Vibe family. You were on a few weeks ago with Ray McMillan, and that was amazing talking about international real estate. Had a good response on that. But Lala, talk to me. Talk to me. I would love to have you on. Yeah, we still got to figure out this app with my audio out of sync, but at least you can hear me. It may not be the best, but we'll work out. But Lala, talk to me. I would love to have you come on. So give a message and I can send you a link and we can make it happen. But this is great. Yeah, it's been a fun thing. Again, launching the Freestyle Friday officially today. That's been great. So we got some wins. Always look for the wins. So Freestyle Friday is launched. Broadcasting live on Substack. Broadcasting live on YouTube. And you are here. And I've got a lot of great questions. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually, good morning, Dr. Dundas. Roger Dundas is here. Him and his wonderful, wonderful wife, Camille Dundas, run the #1 Black Canadian online magazine called ByBlacks.com. Please check out JJ Mars is in the house. See, this was not happening on Monday. So the YouTube family is back in full effect. What is up, JJ Mars? How are things going on in Colorado? Just give me a second here. I'm actually going to invite Lala. I'm going to send her the link if I can find what I'm looking for here. I'm going to invite Lala and see if she wants to join the family. You know what? There's a quick way I can do this. Is there a quick way I can do this? Just give me a quick second and see if I can get. I'm going to send Lala a link, or if anyone else wants to come in, just talk to me in the chat, and I will send you a link, and you can come and join and hang out with me. But this is the first official Freestyle Friday, so just give me a second. I'm going to send. Okay, she'd love to join. All right, so I'm sending her the link right now. So Lala, I've sent you a link. Looking forward to seeing you in a few minutes. And the producer he's already got you set up and ready to go. All right. The McMillan Group says, good morning, Dr. Vibe. I see Torontonians are enjoying a real summer finally. Well, I wouldn't say with today's weather. It's cooled down drastically. This is what I love. The YouTube family is back in house. This is great. I love it. So you know what? We have we won't go yet, but in a few, and also too, with the setup, notice that if you want to watch, there's a QR code there. If you swipe it with your phone, it'll take you to the Dr. Vibe Show YouTube channel. You'll get a chance to watch. So, look who's in the house. Lala is in the house. So producer's going to get everything set up. And we're going to have Lala in the house momentarily. It's so nice for Lala to show up. So nice. What we're going to do is we're going to go on a break. Oh, I see her in the background. We're just gonna mute her. All right. And what we're gonna do is in a few moments, I'll cue the producer. We're gonna go for a break. We'll come back with Lala and set some things up with Lala. So let's go for a break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. And first official Freestyle Friday with Lala Key. So let's go for a break. What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here. These are two ladies. They're not all over the place. They're forward and they're straight shooters.
I got to stand in front.
No wonder people don't understand what the Democrats have been doing. That man lied 36,000 times, and we know this because you all counted it.
This is part of the story that a lot of news outlets are not talking about. Okay, we are back. I was going to say Primetime Saturday, but it's not Primetime Saturday because I'm usually having a lot on the screen like Primetime Saturday. No, it is the Morning Vibe. But this is Freestyle Friday Morning Vibe with Dr. Vibe here. All right. Let's do some things. Let's do some housework. First things first. Let's go to this. Let's do this first. Subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Yes, I am active on all those platforms for the time being. So go check out on all those things. We still got to get 1,840 subscribers on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please, if you're up to it, subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show YouTube channel. Actually, I would love to see the vision hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Love to see that happen. Let's put it out there. Join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Please email Dr. Vibe at dr.vibe at the dr.vibeshow.com or click on the link to catch us on Discord. To advertise your business, product, or service on our show, please email Dr. Vibe at dr.vibe at the dr.vibeshow.com. IndieSoup TV. Spoke about it earlier. Dr. Tachu was on last week with Aisha K. Staggers. And they were rocking it. And a lot of views on that show, by the way. A lot of views. So thank you so much, all the people that watched it. And if you enjoyed it and you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the YouTube channel. But it's IndieSoup TV is an independent content creator platform, about 25 independent content creators. Been around for about 15 months. 27,000, coming up to 28,000 subscribers, which means it's in the top 4% of all YouTube channels with subscribers. And I'm a member of the advisory board. Plus, I have content on there. Promo stuff coming up tomorrow. Speaking of, see, my mind's in the Primetime Saturday thing. Coming up tomorrow, if you're watching this on January 27th. Primetime Saturday with Aisha Lala. And then coming up this Sunday, live at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Black Canada Talking. Fatima and Ron Gould will be talking about Black couples living, loving, and working together. Well, you know what? It's about that time. It's time to bring up Lala Key. How are you, Lala Key? Gotta unmute yourself. There we go.
Yeah, this platform's a little different, man. Hi.
It's good.
I just walked in. My appointment didn't show, and I was like, let me go on home. And then I said, Dr. Vibe is on, so let me see if he would like to have me come on.
Absolutely would love to have you on.
Great.
Absolutely. So what's been going on in your world?
It's been busy. Summer is really busy for real estate. That's when everybody tends to want to move because, the kids are out of school and things of that nature. So it's been pretty busy in that aspect, but I've also been working on a couple of other things that I'm learning. I'm learning a lot of AI and generation images and videos, and just really trying to broaden my horizons here.
So what gets you more, we're getting a little feedback here. Okay. What gets you more excited these days? Real estate or content creation?
Content creation.
Well, that was an easy one.
Well, only because there's so much going on in real estate right now that really not much is moving. People are very unsure of what's going on, especially, under this administration. And even the HUD department doesn't really have a home right now. They moved them into another government building and displaced a lot of people. And some of the grant programs have gone away. So people are being very careful about their money, and the market has really slowed down.
Okay. 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 Let's put it out there that you do international real estate.
I do.
Let me ask, outside of America, how's the real estate market?
Same, because
Wow.
we're all connected. We're all connected. And, the dollar affects the euro, it affects the yen, it affects all of that.
Yeah.
So even people who are looking to move out of the country are also kind of slowing down a little bit because the dollar is actually lower than the euro right now. And that means you would be paying a little bit more. And whereas you would think that you're spending less on a house, well, when you get to the fees that go with that, then you're right back up to the regular prices of America.
Wow. 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 That is and okay, let me ask, was it the same type of marketplace with the previous American administration?
No, it was better. It was better. But typically under Democratic leadership, housing usually is very high for everyday people. They just they breathe easier. Um, and that's not to say that. Let me make this clear because people don't understand sometimes that there is a difference between who is in the White House right now and MAGA Republicans compared to traditional Republicans. At this point, baby, I would love to just have a traditional Republican. Okay, because this is on a totally different level. You're talking about a man who made money early on in his career in real estate. So he's all for billionaires sucking up every little piece of land that he can get. In fact, he's also trying to open up public lands for sale. Who can afford that? The billionaires.
Everything's going to the rich.
The rich.
The rich get richer.
And with all this war stuff happening, people are just like, we don't know where we're going. So we should be saving and holding because
Yeah.
we don't know if we're going to be in lean years. Typically, a traditional cycle of up and down is 7 years. 7 years. We are long overdue for a correction. And with everything that is happening right now, it's going to come and it's going to come hard.
Okay. Okay. All right. So producer Matt has a question for you.
Mm.
He says, as someone who is worried about eventually getting their own place, do you see housing prices going down anytime soon? Now, he's based in Canada. You're
Okay.
international, but what you've just said is a very good question, maybe globally. So go for it. And this has become Lala's Freestyle Friday because the next two questions are for Lala too. So I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the ride. Go ahead, Lala.
Well, here's what I will tell you about real estate, period. And this is, people think it's a lot of people say, oh, she's a real estate agent, so she's going to say that. No, baby, wherever you are right now, if you can afford to buy anything, it is a smart time for you to buy. The best time to buy is when it's the best time for you. Because as I said, real estate rides a cycle. You're going to have highs and you're going to have low. And I'm going to use myself as an example. When we purchased our first home in 2021, the market was kind of stable. We hadn't hit the crash just yet. We bought our first home in Denver, Colorado. Okay. About that next few summers, we had that massive real estate crash and our home went down in value. Well, we weren't planning on moving anytime soon. We had our house for over 15 years. We were almost paid off with it. We never refied. We just rode the wave. By the time we were ready to sell, the house was worth double what we had paid for. and we were almost done paying it. So the smart thing is, if you're going to buy now, even if the market is kind of wonky, get in there and plan on being in there for at least 7 to 10 years, because or holding it for rental, because sooner or later real estate will go right back up to where it was, and then that will be your prime time to sell if you wanted to get another house.
Next question from someone you may know, the McMillan Group.
Hey, Ray.
And we have to get both of you back on, and we have to have that offline chat. I would love a monthly thing. And I've told so many people, you vibed, both of you, so well together during that conversation. And I see there's a huge amount of mutual respect for both of you. So that was fantastic. But Ray Haas, Laura, are there homeowners or investors who are a bit timid to enter the market from... Are these home buyers or investors who are a bit timid to enter the market from your perspective?
Home buyers, yes. Investors, no. Every single day, I get 5 to 7 texts from investors. Do you know of something? Do you have something that hasn't hit the market yet? But you have to understand, a lot of these investors are not coming in at top dollar. And when people start getting desperate, they can be screwed really easily. Okay, it depends on their circumstance. So I'm not against investors. I mean, investors can, that's part of their business. It's a part of e-commerce, right? Period. But you also have to be very careful if you're a home seller and someone approaches you with that. Are they really going to give you something that is going to be enough for you? Because it comes down to this: buying and selling. It's not, the market is actually what you're willing to buy and sell for. It's not some magic number. So you have to be careful with that. But I am, oh man, my tech just a few minutes ago got another one. You got a house, you got a house, you got a house, you got a house. The investors are all on there. My home buyers right now are like, a lot of my home buyers have government jobs or government contracts, and they're worried because they're like, I don't know if I'm going to have a job tomorrow. So they are actually kind of holding back.
So there's two different economies going on.
Yes.
Okay. JJ Mars. As I said, this is Freestyle Lala Friday.
I didn't mean to come over and just take over.
It's okay. Makes my job and producer Matt's job easier. So JJ Mars says, question for Lala: is it better to hire a property management company or try to be a first-time landlord? I recently inherited a house.
If you have no experience whatsoever, I would definitely make sure that you take a course on property management. Hey, baby, even look at Udemy. Okay, Udemy always has prices for like $9, $13, and start educating yourself on what that means. My husband and I, we rented a property of ours, and it was because we thought, okay, we are going to get a property manager, and because we don't want to think about it, we'll pay that property manager. And it turned out to be a complete nightmare, even though they came at highly recommended. And I'll tell you what happened, because I think you need to be aware of things that are happening now. JJ, are you in Canada or are you in the US? She's in Canada.
He's in Colorado.
Well, baby, I'm gonna talk to you directly, because but that's where our rental house was. And at the time, it was Denver was popping for medical marijuana, right?
Okay.
And so everybody was looking for places to grow this medical marijuana. Lots of people were moving from California because they had experience with that. And baby, this person decided to turn our home into a grow house.
Wow.
And I just so happened to visit Denver one day after moving to LA. I had a stopover on a plane. I had 24 hours there. And I said, hey, I'm just going to go kind of put my eyes on the property. Not go in, just put my eyes on the property, see if we need painting or whatever on the outside. So I go and I see these weird fans that I had never seen before, because and it turned out that they were doing that. Now, I truly believe that my property manager knew that. He tried to convince me to allow that man to stay and do that. And no, because there was a lot of elderly living in my neighborhood that I loved. They knew me. I loved them. I wasn't going to have that risk brought into to my neighborhood. So I have a disdain for some property managers, but that's a rare event. But even when you do research, certain things can happen. So first, do your research. Also, take some classes so that even if you do have a property manager, you also know the guidelines that they're supposed to be going through. So if something looks wonky, you can stop it. But there is no reason if you only have one or two properties that you cannot manage them yourself.
You know what? This may be a good time to put Lala's contact information up. So, JJ Mars, you have seen Lala in action on this platform, especially on Primetime Saturday. You may want to reach out to her and have that conversation because she has lived in Colorado, so she knows and Denver, so she knows where you're coming from, and you can make things happen there.
Yeah,
so
I do have some good people now that I know that I trust.
Excellent. This is great. All right, who else do we have here? So the McMillan Group says good morning, Laura.
Good morning.
And also in the house, Dr. Tachi is in the house.
Dr. Tachi, you tired of me yet? I'll be sending you stuff. I'll be like, oh, I don't want to keep overwhelming Dr. Tachi.
No, it's all good. We got other people here. So yeah, JG Mars says Colorado. He also says, thank you for the advice. Frequency of Event Promotions says, hey, Dr. Vibe and Lala, good to see you both on screen. Yes, we're back on YouTube. See what happens when we're back on YouTube? The energy is back. Not to say it wasn't back on it, but it just heightened energy. Dr. Chachi says to Lala, you've lived everywhere, Lala.
Yeah, I have, but I attribute that to my husband. He's a mover and a shaker. This little old Prospect, Louisville, Kentucky girl thought she was going to be in Louisville her whole life. He said, nah, babe, we got to get out of here.
There you go. And Frequency of Event Pro says, hey, Dr. Tachi. And Dr. Tachi says, no, I love it, Lala. So she says, keep it coming. Frequency Event Promotion says, Roger Dundas, good day. And also Dr. Tachi says, Frequency Event Promotions says hello to him. And he also says, Dr. Tachi, thank you. Have a great weekend. You're leaving already? You came in and just dashed like that? All right. One of the things we're going to be, I'm very happy about doing today is we got some interactive polls for our family. So, and producer Matt, if you can put the first one up. Lower third up. Here's a poll question. What's your biggest motivator on tough mornings? Family, faith, music, coffee, or tea? So if you go onto you have to copy the link or go to this link. If you copy it or take it down, and we can see the results of the poll in real time. So Lala, for you, what's the biggest motivator for you on tough mornings? Family, faith, music, coffee, or tea, or maybe something else? I don't know.
Well, a typical morning is as soon as I would open my eyes, I thank the Lord for another day. That's always an everyday thing. So I guess would be faith. Then I go downstairs and push my button for my coffee. And then I go for my 7-mile or, run or walk. So 3 of those things. That's my typical morning.
7 miles.
Mm-hmm. Got it in this morning.
How long does that usually take you?
About 2 hours, depending on if I'm running or walking. If I'm running, it's around 2 hours. If it's a combination of both, maybe around 2 hours and 15 or 2 hours and 2.5 hours.
Okay. All right. And we're getting some results on the poll already. I see people are voting. All right. Good stuff. I like that. I like it. Oh, Lala, this is so good to have you on this morning. And also says hello, Derek Tuggle. Hey, Dr. Vibe Show. Hey, Dr. Tachi. Hey, Lala. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And then Frequency Event Promotion says, Dr. Vibe Show, I'll be here for the next little bit. Good. And Dr. Tachi says hello to Derek. Fantastic. So great. And this is great. I'm very happy today. Was intentional. that we're going to have a lot of good interaction today. We got polls happening. Love the polls. Got Lala happening. Got producer Matt happening. We got all these things going around the place. All right, Lala, let me ask you.
Hmm.
Do you have any questions for Dr. Vibe? And family too, if you're in the audience. If you have any questions, again, the Freestyle Friday. If producer Matt can just put what it's all about again, it's your chance to ask myself. And now you can ask Lala too. Ask us questions, share ideas, suggest topics. No limits, just good vibes and open conversation. All right. So
I've got a question for you because you're always broadcasting. You broadcast a lot, but what do you like to do outside of broadcasting?
I I need to put more time. I love working out. I love doing spin bike riding.
Oh, really? You're a
Yeah.
spinner.
Yeah. Well, many years ago when I had hair, I like to tell people I used to do 4 or 5 spin classes a week.
Wow.
And there was a time
Never
like
done
many
spin.
years ago on Saturdays, I would do back to back classes. Like I do a 45-minute class to an hour, take a 15-minute break, and do another class after the break. Yeah, I
Wow.
love my motivation when it comes to spinning is the shower, the 20-minute shower I take after.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? Exercise is a peacetime for most people. It is for me. When I'm walking and running, I do not answer my phone. I concentrate on something that I want to deal with that day. I veg out on a story. It is my peacetime. It's my creative time.
Nice. Nice. But yeah, that's I love that. I love and I don't read as much as I'd like to. When I was on a recent trip on the plane, I read 120 pages during the plane ride, which I've not done in a long time.
I love that.
It was a really good book. I said, man, I got to get back to this reading again. Like I don't know if anyone else can relate, but I've got a pile of books that I haven't read. and
I've
this,
started, I've started reading again too. It's a lovely thing to have the book in your hand.
yes, yes, I know people love their audiobooks, but there's something about holding a book in your hand and reading.
Yeah.
Like it just I really like that feeling. But so it's really great. Just to interact again, we've got a poll question. What is your biggest motivator on tough mornings? A, family. B, faith. C, music. D, coffee or tea. I should say not please click it, but please go to the URL that's on your screen and vote. We'd love to see what's going on in your world. So that's one down, Lala. Any other questions? I got some for you, but any other Dr. Vibe questions? Because you and I have been live streaming together for many years. So, and I'm always asking
Yeah.
you and Aisha questions, and you never get the opportunity to ask me any back.
You know, that came about very interestingly. Jill Jones and I started talking online many years ago when I'm in LA, and she reached out to me because she knew that I was a fan. I just kind of stumbled along, and she asked me a couple of questions about real estate, and we ended up developing a really good relationship. And then she sang on one of our Prince tribute songs. And then she decided to introduce me to you and Aisha. And so you see how that
Yeah,
leapfrog.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I knew there was a relationship between you and Jill, but I didn't know where the Aisha factor came in. Then where my factor came in.
Yeah, that's where that came in. So yeah, we've been doing it a long time, but I also knew of you through the Periscope days.
Wow. Okay. So I wonder how many people watching this remember Periscope. And I think some people on here would because there's some content creators here, a little bit of an older demo graphic in regards to that. Oh, but Lala, so I chatted about this before in the early part of today's show. What do you think about the whole thing about TikTok? Or not? Yeah, is it not TikTok? I keep on saying
CapCut.
CapCut. TikTok owns CapCut, but what the whole controversy about CapCut?
Well, you know, it's really interesting. I never ever got into CapCut. It just was not my thing because I use InShot mostly.
Right.
So, but you know, What is going on with ByteDance? And I'm assuming this is also going to spill over into TikTok, that is their parent company. Is everything now is aiming to take power away from creators so that they can copy, use, and create their own. Let's take music as an example. The catalogs have been bought up. Spotify is not paying people. They're using people's music to create AI playlists and not pay artists. They're kicking off artists who they are using the excuse that they're using bots. Don't ask me how I know. That happened to Will, and we don't know bot from nothing. He was just getting a lot of spins because we get spins around the world. We travel and perform around the world. So his last project was kicked off. So what they're doing is actually going to be the guide and the blueprint for other platforms to do the same thing, to create and keep their own money. Once again, not trying to make it political, but it is the have and the have nots. And the have the tools and the means to take away from the have nots and to tap into their creative aspect and profit off of it more. This is nothing new. This is nothing new when you think back on the music industry of, Little Richard and things like that. They gave it to white artists and they blew up, but the black artists didn't get anything or didn't get their rights to their music till many years later, if at all.
Okay. So more input here from the audience. The Macmillan Group goes, great stuff, Laura. As a runner myself, that is where I get my clarity, pounding the asphalt.
Well, sir, I salute you because I know you're in Florida. And so when I had to run in Florida outside, it was early or late because that daggone humidity and the
Yeah.
smell of alligators and crocodiles, nah, that's okay.
But there's another thing you two have in common.
Yeah.
There
I
you
didn't
go.
know that.
Frequency event promotion goes, will we ever see pictures of you with hair from back in the days? You know what? Those pictures exist. Where they are, I don't know. But I do know that there's a picture somewhere of me on my 30th birthday with hair. Maybe you know what? When I find that picture, we'll do a contest. And you can enter a contest, and whoever wins the contest will get a chance to see the picture with me with hair.
I love it.
So that's the way that's going to go down. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop this poll. We're going to put up another poll. So if producer can go to a different layout with just myself and Lala, I'm going to put up another poll. See, there we go. We're going to put up another poll in just a moment in regards to that. So Freestyle Friday, we are having fun here. Broadcasting on YouTube, broadcasting on LinkedIn, broadcasting on Facebook, broadcasting on Substack. Is there anything else?
We're everywhere.
Twitch. All right. Producer Matt says, I've been building a deck with my dad this past week. Working on it Monday and Tuesday during peak heat wave was horrible. I can't imagine running in that heat, especially for Florida. Great. And Ray says, LOL, I love and relish the Florida heat. Nothing better than being dripping wet with sweat. LOL.
You can have it.
You can have it. You can have that, man. I don't want that stuff. I don't want that stuff at all. My gosh, that is just ugh. I'm just not good with the humidity. It is just it doesn't work with me at all.
I grew up in Kentucky on the Ohio River. There was humidity in Kentucky, but it's nothing like Florida humidity.
Wow.
It smacks you in the face so hard. There were days I'd walk out of the front door and be like, I can't breathe.
Do you miss living in Florida?
No.
Oh, that was quick.
Not a little bit. Not even a little bit.
That was quick. Outside of where you're living now, is there any other place you'd even think about living in the world?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
No, I'm happy. I'm very happy. Now, don't get me wrong. We still have our home in Florida as well. We're back and forth. But, when I'm not there, I'm happy.
Oh, when I'm not there, I'm happy. All right, all right, all right. Let's see. We've got more stuff. I'm just multi-purposing here, getting another poll ready for you, family. And I'm appreciative of you that everyone is responding to the questions we're putting up there. But just give me a sec here. I got to do so much stuff. But yeah. So Lala, question for you. Do you when do you need to come back to the States?
I have family, so I'm constantly back and forth checking on them. And then also, I am over our family reunion for next year. So I travel back and forth,
Woo!
but I still have business in California. I still have business in Florida. So I am kind of all over the place, which makes it it can be very tiring. Like leaving Portugal to go to LA is harder for me than when I have to go to Portugal to Orlando.
How has traveling become more challenging for you as your journey continues, or is it becoming more challenging?
It's way challenging. I don't know if you've heard that recently, the government has come out and said that anybody who is applying for certain visas to America will now be required to open up their social medias publicly so that they can look at them
Yes,
and see what
yes,
they're posting.
yes, yes, yes. I've heard about that.
They are doing that in TSA. They're looking at your phones. You're being more scrutinized at the airport. We just came back from Orlando not too long ago, and it was one of the worst coming through. I literally wanted to ask them, do you want us to get a room? Because the pat down and the lifting of the shirts and patting between your legs and all that stuff I've never been through that out of all the times that I've traveled, and it's quite frightening, and I don't like it.
So, what does that mean for check-in times?
It depends on where you are. In Louisville, the check-in time was pretty easy. Orlando took quite a while. And then when you have to go through customs is when it's the hardest part. Going and coming from customs, depending on how many planes are coming in at the time. In Lisbon, it can take up to 4 to 6 hours in some cases.
So they check your phone and social media.
Yeah, in the States, yes.
Wow, wow.
So, I've always been very vocal, Dr. Vibe. You know that with our show is political. And I on Saturday nights, and I have never been quiet. And as things are moving along, I'm being more and more vocal. And they don't care who you are. If you disagree with what their policies are, you are now public enemy number one.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, wow. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be traveling to America anytime soon. I don't know. Okay, so we've got
I wouldn't.
All right. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. All right, I just put getting a poll ready here, and it's got to be done in two parts. So because it's rather long. So let's do this. Oh my gosh. This is not going to work. It's not going to work. No, it's going to be too big. All right. I had a poll question and it ain't going to work. So life goes on. All right. We got a comment here. Let's see what we got here. Producer Matt says, I'm going to stay in the land of maple syrup and hockey. Thanks. But Lala, you travel a lot.
It's exhausting. It's so tiring. It's a long trip.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you. Oh, I've got a good question. I'm going to put it up soon. But it's exhausting, but you choose to do it. I know you have to do it.
Yes.
You choose to do it.
I choose. I mean, and that is everything that we do is a choice. Me as a little girl, I've always wanted to travel the world, and I wanted to travel the world singing. That has become a part of my life with my husband. So I'm very blessed to do that. So, at some point I can sit back and bitch about it, but if I want to sit back and bitch about it, I have my own choice of saying if I want to do it or not. Me, I choose to see this big, beautiful world. I do not want to be tied down to just one country. I want to see the world. I want to meet people. I want to make people smile through music, and helping them find their own sanctuaries called home. So that is my choice.
Mm. Uh, when did you have you always had the travel bug?
Yeah, when I was a kid, that's what I wanted to do. I lived in the country. I lived with cows and chickens and huge garden and fruit trees and ran barefoot through the fields type of thing.
Nice.
I just always wanted to see the world. And then, of course, when I got older, oh, this is my home, this is my village. I never want to leave. But, life had a different turn for me. So when I got the opportunity, and especially with my husband, that was one I did it shaking in my boots. When we first moved away from Kentucky, that was a really big deal for me. Like I cried a lot when I left because I thought to myself, I'm leaving my family because I have a huge family. Will has a small family, so leaving was really hard for me. But am I glad that we did it? Yeah, I am.
Nice. 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 So, where was the first place that you, Will, your wonderful husband, traveled to together?
Oh boy, we did our first musical tour, and it was I think it was around 2009. And we went to Europe, and we started our trip in Italy. And we had been contracted to sing in this little tiny village in Italy. We went to do that. We also were headed down to Spain to perform, and also France. When the first part of the trip was lovely, just new sights, new sounds. Milan, oh my God, Milan was just fabulous. And then when we get down to Spain, we were robbed and everything was taken from our car. We went in to go see some catacombs, and what we didn't know is that you couldn't see any of our luggage or anything in the car because we were very careful about that. But they have people who look out for you to look to see if your car is from Spain. We still had a car that we rented from Italy, so we were an easy target. So what they did is they took out the back window, opened our trunk, took all of our luggage, our computers, left the guitar left the guitar, and then decided, we had to go back to Italy and cut the trip a little short.
Left the guitar.
Yeah, left the guitar.
Wow. And you could definitely provide some suggestions for people who are doing international travel these days.
Yeah, make sure you don't look like the tourist.
How's it hard? That's not easy.
It's easier than you think. Like, you can be very careful about how you look at your surroundings. Like, of course, we all look at things with wonder, and you're looking at, oh my God, that's beautiful, that's gorgeous. Regular people don't do that. They're used to it every day. So there's a way that you can still enjoy it, but still not look like you can integrate very easily. Another thing that I highly, highly, highly recommend is that you do. I'm trying to figure out, is it my mic that's doing that?
Yeah, you're getting a little bit of a feedback, but that's okay.
I'm playing with this gain. Let's see if that helps. Is that better?
That's
I
fine.
hope so. So what you're going to do is you're not ever, ever going to not have your passport on your being,
Mm,
not in your back pocket, not in your pocketbook. They have these great little things now that are so hidden, that you can wear around your neck and keep in your shirt or in your pocket, so that if anything like what happened to us happens to you, you still have your passport, and that helps.
it's interesting you mentioned that how important a passport has become in today's world. especially in the United States.
Yes, and so much so that there is a massive delay, and some of them are not being renewed as quickly as they should be.
Many years ago, in my early content creators journey, there's an organization called the National Association of Black Engineers.
Yeah, I think my good friend Michelle is.
Yes,
Hayward.
yes, yes. And this is a long way back. They were having their first international conference, and they were having it in Toronto. And I had a chance to meet and interview some of the leaders of the organization. And one of the first questions or conversation pieces I asked them is, what has been the biggest challenge about putting on this conference? They said, Dr. Vibe, so many people didn't have passports.
That's right. So I advise everyone, even though it's taking longer now, and that they are really doing their very best to not give women passports, because now they want your last name to always be what your last name was when you was born.
Gosh.
How stupid is that? But they're doing that for a reason.
Yeah.
Still push forward for it and do everything that you can. If you can get your hand on original birth certificates, do that. I'm blessed enough to have my original birth certificate, but I've already gotten my passport. Mine does not expire until like 2029. I'm good.
Yeah.
But if you are within a year to 6 months before yours expired, if you have one and you just need to dust it off, start now.
Got you. Dr. Tachi says, as soon as the copy of rubbish started happening in the U.S., I renewed my passport right away, even though I had a year left. And she adds, copy of rubbish. You know, Dr. Tachi, when is your dictionary coming out? You are the word.
You need one.
Yeah,
I love it.
You need a wordsmith. Okay, I have finally been able to put up another poll. And this poll is, which decade has shaped you the most? A, the 1980s, B, the 1990s, C, 2000s, D, 2010s or later. So if you go to the link that is on your screen, we would love to get your vote. So, Lala.
80s, baby. 80s. I'm an 80s girl. I was a teenager in the 80s. Nothing like the music, the vibe, the colors that we wore, the leg warmers, the big hair. Take me back to the 80s.
Leg warmers.
Baby doll socks, jelly bean shoes. Yes. My happy place.
Okay, all right. And Ray has a comment here. Folks make a lot of assumptions of travel in Europe, countries of pickpocket mastery. My son recently had his wallet pilfered while in Spain a few months ago.
Yes.
And Ray,
interesting. I want to tap into that. Ray, like after we had gotten robbed, we went back and we ended up staying and visiting Rome and the Vatican. And it was so interesting. We were already on guard because we were just so upset about everything. And it was just an ordeal. But there was a gentleman at the train station who did not speak English. And he was very sweet to us. And he walked up to my husband and he said, no, because my husband had his backpack on his back. And he said, turn. He just kept turn it around, put it in front. And he said, pickpockets. And sure enough, when we got on the train, Will felt some little fingers on his back pocket. And there was a little boy holding his mother's hand who was guiding him on pickpocketing. Husband turned around, looked at him, and the mom looked down at the son like she was very disappointed that he did not get his wallet.
Wow.
Yeah, I got stories to tell, man.
Wow, this is good. This is good. All right, family. Oh, before we go back, let's again put up where you can get a hold of Lala. So you can get a hold of Lala Living. Well, there's her website.
Mm-hmm, that's my business. Mm-hmm.
And then you have Living the Lala Life link.
Yes. That's my new YouTube channel.
Talk to us.
So I'm growing my new YouTube channel. This is my life purpose journey that I'm doing there. I talk about a little bit of everything. I talk about the journey of getting back to myself, which is all about the music. Because at the age of 16, I had my son very early, and I was told that I no longer could live the dream that I wanted. And being the good girl that I was, I listened to everybody and stopped and pulled back. I was only singing in church. Don't get me wrong, not only singing in church. I've always sang in church. But for many, many years, I was depressed and I knew something wasn't right in my life, even though I'm married to a beautiful musician who's extremely talented, who always has encouraged me to step back into what my life purpose is. So we talk about that. We also talk about my journey of doing the workbook called The Artist's Way, which helps you get back into your life purpose, whatever it is that you're not doing in your life and you should be. So I've started this 12-week program. We started with an introduction last week, and this Monday will be week 1 of what I call finding your soul's voice.
Okay. This is good. Macmillan Group says, I would suggest you have copies of your parents' birth certificates also. Makes life a little less complicated.
Yeah.
Macmillan Group says, some of us were shaped in the 70s, SMH.
That too. Big wheels.
Yeah.
Man. Yes. 70s, 80s, baby, right here. I was born in 70.
And then Dr. Tachi says, Europeans are something else.
They are.
What is that? What do you mean? What does that comment mean? There's something else. What makes them something else, Lala?
Well, that mama was definitely something else, because she was obviously training her child to do what he was doing. But you know what? They have a different way of thinking than we do in America. I have come to learn that Americans are very spoiled. And we're very pompous about a lot of things, especially those who have never left the country. When you leave the country and you see and you experience different cultures in different parts of the world, you come to see that you're just another part of this beautiful thing called Earth. We all have a connection in some kind of way. Milan gave me so many great memories. Even though we were robbed in Spain, I still love Spain. When we went to Greece, I learned new things about the people and where some of these olives came from. And, the sheer love of culture. In Portugal, baby, they celebrate life. And in Nazaré, where I usually am in Nazaré, they celebrate their cultures with the seven skirts ladies and the men of the sea, because it's a fishing town. It's also known as the largest waves in the world recently. But they celebrate life and they take good care of one another. And they have such an appreciation for the arts. In America, we're consumers. We consume and we throw away so quickly. In places like Portugal, they take time to enjoy and truly love the arts and the musicians and the singers and the dancers and the culture that they came from.
Okay. All right. Consumer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we are done for today. So let's shut it down as we always do. Subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Follow the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You know what? I forgot to put something. Forgot to put Substack. I forgot to put Substack. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to do that in real time. Because I just like to be that real guy. Okay. I think we've got it updated. Yes, it's updated. There you go. So let's read it again. Subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show. Get us to 1,840 subscribers on YouTube and hit the notification button. Follow Dr. Vibe on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Substack, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Email me at dr. at the drvibeshow.com. Click on that link to get. You can do that via Discord directly. Advertise your business product or service on our show. Please email me dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. What else? Again, just a reminder, if you're watching this on June 27th, 2025, coming up tomorrow, live at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, you'll see this lady and another lady named Aisha K. Staggers. Primetime Saturday with Aisha and Lala. Coming up this Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, Black Canada Talking. We have Fatima and Ron Gould. Black couples loving, living, and working together. And let's go to some other stuff here. We can put down the poll. Poll has served its purpose for today. We can go to, if you want to get a hold of Ryan O'Neill Knight, RyanO'NeillKnight.com with KN, not an N. LinkedIn, Ryan O'Neill Knight. Instagram, at Ryan.Knight99. Email, work with me, RyanO'NeillKnight.com. Website for me, thedrvibeshow.com. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn, The Dr. Vibe Show. Instagram, at The Dr. Vibe Show. X, DRVIBESHOW. You've got the email address already. There's me on Substack. There's me on Blue Sky. You can watch replays of the Morning Vibe at the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. The Afro-Caribbean Business Network. And Ryan O'Neill Knight on YouTube. We've got one more comment left. Who's the last comment? Derek says, I'm already following her on IG. Well, you better. All right, this has been an outstanding conversation because of y'all. Y'all, as one of the people I really respect, Tanya Smith, says, she's in Texas, y'all made it a great conversation. Thank you, Lala. Thank you, Will. And you're welcome anytime, and thanks for making the time. So as always, live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions. Aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Don't just manage your time, manage your energy. And remember to give yourself grace. And if you're not making money, make history. Try to do both. And then finally, make it better. God bless. Peace well. Keep the faith and walk good. Bye.
This whole thing of using your business with plant-based products, don't you think your life should reflect that too?
Juke him, Carolyn. Juke him. The family loves us here because they're saying Fitness IQ Can says put a wig on to get in.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Like the ideas are just coming fast and furious here this morning. What? Okay, look at this. Global Women Ambassador. Good morning. Look forward. Okay.